Hey there, food fans. Welcome back to the Food for ThoughtCast with me, your host, Melissa Reagan, and my co-host with the most, Chef Steven Gonzalez. What's up, dude?
Hola, how's it going?
Hola, how are you?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. I'm excited,
Me too. Oh, well, the magic of podcasting, y'all.
right?
We had to pre and mass record a whole bunch of episodes. So Steve and I haven't seen each other in a while.
I know
Been
it's
a
been
hot minute.
yeah,
We were
feels like
being
it.
responsible and filling up the having all the episodes in the can, as they say in the
Hashtag
biz.
adulting.
Hashtag adulting, and then now we're back where we usually are, which is 2 days before we need to drop one.
Where it's like
So,
the South Park guys, they finish their episodes like the day of, from what I understand.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Something like
aim
that.
low, score high. That's my
That's right.
motto.
Steve, man, how the heck you been? What you been eating? What have you been cooking?
I have been doing a lot of healthy meals, but I think this is where you're gonna ask what the best meal I've had this week, right?
I'm getting to it. Yes, let's do it.
I'm gonna beat you to the punch.
Do it.
I have to think about that one. Uh, no, we've been getting a little experimental with like lamb, and I've had these big old tortillas. So we just been doing like some cool like what I call Greek lamb burritos, where you cook your lamb off kind of like a steak, let it be nice and mid rare. Then you add your tzatziki and your pickled onions, and there's a ton of oregano that's used like with your lamb and all that. So yeah, that's what the most amazing thing I've had this week.
That sounds incredible.
What about you?
Well, did I see that you made lamb pastor as well, or was that like older content?
That was an older content,
Okay, okay.
but it was an oldie but a goodie.
Yeah, for real. For real, for
Yeah.
real. So me, I say had to. I mean, I was quite obligated to try out a new place here in town. So if anybody's local listener over in Garland, Texas, on Main Street on the Square, there's a new place called Fortunate Son. It's like the Creedence Clearwater Revival lyric, if you're old enough to know. Fortunate Son is owned by the guys that own my local joint, good friends, Burger and Beer. And this is a New Haven, Connecticut style pizza place. So that's thin, charred crust, some of those air bubbles in there,
Mm,
and some really, really fantastic and authentic flavors, like
yum.
the all white pizza with chicken. They're doing crazy things over there. Like they have the best cannolis I've ever had. I've had the veggie pizza 3 times now. So shout out to them. I was
Yeah.
teasing the owner the other day that I had to split my time now between both locations, so neither one got a complex. Um, so
I'm
it
gonna have
was
to go there next time I'm in that area.
it was really incredible. But yeah, we've talked about pizza before. I think across maybe 3 episodes of the pod so far.
I
That
mean,
New
why only
Haven.
make it three? We need to do more now,
Oh,
right?
there's more coming for sure. But yeah, just for the listeners, in case you've never had it or don't remember, New Haven, Connecticut style is charred on the edges, thin crust, some air bubbles in that crust, and very, very light cheese. But the toppings are magical.
You know what I
So
feel like that would need is a bunch of like confit garlic,
yeah,
like
yeah,
smashed all
yeah.
over it.
Just like confit garlic paste.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
smeared all over it with that
little
white sauce
little
and
white
like
sauce of chicken with
a good
artichoke
amount of
hearts or
salt, like to kind
something.
of
Yeah,
bring all that flavor out. Holy cow, that sounds like it would be
dude.
good.
On the menu they had, so the things I've tried so far are the Wagyu meatballs, which are insane.
Oh,
The burrata with a pumpkin
boom.
seed pesto was unreal. I've had every dessert. They had a vegan caramelized banana sundae because why not?
Damn.
Right?
Yeah.
That was really delicious. Tiramisu and cannoli. And then potato pancetta pizza was a winner as well. Thin,
Potato pancetta
yes,
pizza?
like thinly sliced potatoes on a mandolin, little
Are you
fresh oregano and
serious?
thyme. Yeah. And pancetta. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. So,
You know what I've been wanting to try when I go up there is the Operators Club. It doesn't even sound like a
mm,
restaurant, but it looks like some
it's
amazing food that they've been putting up.
the
It's like
fettuccine Alfredo in the baguette.
stuffed in, yeah, exactly. Carbs on carbs on carbs.
Yes.
Sounds amazing.
The Operators
So
Club on South Lamar. I've been there one time. It was
yeah.
literally for the bread zep. What we're talking about, if you guys have seen it on TikTok, is like the really, really thick. Yeah, initiate the heavy breathing. Really, really thick bread
Diabetes intensive
torpedo,
fast.
basically, that they dig the middle out of, and you can get like spaghetti or fettuccine in it. It's worth a trip. Yeah. I think I have a prescription I named after something I ate there, but yeah, like it's worth a trip.
I can only imagine what the owners of that restaurant like think of when they're trying to come up with like new ideas. You know, like we're gonna stuff bread with
It's
fettuccine alfredo.
it's the
You know?
Taco Bell method, but with Italian food. So they go like, we're gonna take this number one, put it in a
Except
number
I would
3,
imagine it doesn't make you sick.
right? Like, roll it in the number 5, deep fry it, and top it with sauce from the number 7. Like that's the formula.
That sounds divine.
Well, speaking of bread, Steve, what are we
Yes.
talking about today?
So we were going to talk about sandwiches. And when you told me about that, I got super excited because I told myself if I ever open up my own place, it's just going to be a sandwich shop. Sandwich shack. I don't know. Sandwich dive.
Sandwich.
Either way, sandwiches make me happy almost as much as pizza. There's something about a sandwich that, you know, it warms your heart, it warms your soul, it fills you up, and dag nabbit, it just makes me happy. Especially like hot sandwiches that are just like, you know, with a good filling, things like that. So,
do you like cold sandwiches? Do you prefer one over the other?
if I ever do a cold sandwich, it's like the worst, shittiest meats, like ham and all that and cheese, because I'm being such a lazy, worthless person. I don't like cold sandwiches. They always have to be hot. Bread has to be toasted. The cheese has to be melted every time. Like
Steve,
non-negotiable.
I promise your worth is not defined by the sandwich fillings. I promise. I promise.
Again, it all depends on what kind of mood I'm in. If I'm in a wonderful mood, oh, you better believe like I'm braising down some lamb shank or something. But if I'm in a really bad mood, ham and cheese or turkey and cheese cold between 2 cold pieces of bread, and I'm just like biting my hands because I'm so angry and mad at the world that I just want even myself to burn. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh.
Cold sandwiches,
we're gonna have to debate that a little bit later in the episode because I'm a huge fan of like a cold deli sandwich. What, you think you're better than me is what it sounds like.
I mean, they're good, but I like hot. It can be like 100 degrees outside, still has to be hot.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, super interesting for sure. I don't think there's a right or wrong, but like, I wouldn't have guessed that. But I have some trivia as usual. Would you like to do it?
Let's do it.
Okay. Do you know what the sandwich is named after?
It was after a duke from England who was part German and Native American. Cherokee? I'm kidding. I don't really know. I was just taking a stab in the dark.
I was like, Steve, what are you doing? I like it. I like it. Yeah. John Montagu, the 4th Earl of Sandwich. So he was actually a lord.
Yeah.
And he would play cards, like he liked to play cribbage and other card games. He would gamble, and he would make his valet bring him meat between 2 pieces of bread so that he could hold on to it while he was playing cards. Like, okay. Long story short.
My favorite. Do you have a favorite like sandwich chain? Mine is Earl of Sandwich. No joke.
Mine's probably Which.
Which is good.
That's a difficult. That's kind of a complicated question because then I'm like, are you talking about subs? Are you talking about deli sandwiches? Are you talking about
general?
Like, because but what do you do with like hot Italian beef and like Gino? Like, what do you?
That's why I say like
out of all of them?
General question. You cannot just go for like one niche. You have to go for all of it.
I don't know. It has to be niche.
You can't go for one niche.
Genre.
Right.
Style, I guess. Mine probably is still Which.
I like it. I used to really love Subway. I do like Firehouse subs. But Earl of Sandwich, oh my gosh, that was my jam when I was in my 20s. I would eat there all the time.
I think I've eaten Earl of Sandwich one time in my life, and I picked it because it was going to be free. So way back in the ancient times, talking about 2017, went over to the old Disney World in Orlando and went to Disney Springs. I assume it was called Disney Springs then. I'm sure David Dollar can correct me if I'm wrong. But there was an Earl of Sandwich, I think, over there. And the reason I picked it is because the line was shorter than everywhere else. And it was going to be free because I had a dining credit. That was when you could do the free dining. The long and the short of it is my default sandwich order at a place I've never been to before is either like a Reuben or like a turkey Swiss.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm willing to bet that I had turkey Swiss, and then I know that I went over to some other famous place. I don't even know if it's still there, but I got chicken noodle soup of all things. I got like a horrible chest cold like the day before we were supposed to get a Disney World. And I was like, this is the happiest place on earth. I'm going to suck it up. I'm going to guzzle down some soup. I can eat this sandwich.
And I'm going to have fun.
I'm going to have fun, damn it.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much. Okay, Earl of Sandwich. I'm going to have to see if, I don't even know if there's one near me, to be honest.
I don't even know if they're still open anymore. Last time I went to San Antonio, like there was one off of like I-10 and Days of Allah. And I used to go there all the time. And it's now like a different shop. I don't know what it is now, but I don't know if they're still in San Antonio, but I believe they're still in Vegas.
I'm having to look it up. So
no kidding.
You've got Branson, the Cincinnati airport. Disney Springs, yep, still there. Well, yeah, and then also downtown Disney in California, Disneyland Paris. Not seeing Texas though, my guy.
It's in Lubbock. It's in El Paso. Lubbock. They cannot have just 2 locations in Texas. What the hell? I mean, Lubbock is 2 hours away, but I'm not going to drive 2 hours for a sandwich. 4 hours round trip for a sandwich. Not going to happen.
Now I have to know. Now I'm going to ask it to use my location. Like, what's...
Yeah, no kidding, right? Let's see. 7-8. Oh, wait. I'm not giving out my zip code. Even though
There's
I live
one in Seoul.
Midland, Texas.
There's one in Seoul, Steve.
In where?
Seoul, like Korea.
Oh. I was like, don't tell me there's a Seoul, Texas that I don't know about.
Oh, I'm sure there's an everything Texas. It's so big.
They
ran out of names.
Let's see, 2. Yeah, there's only 2 locations in Texas.
That's crazy.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Lubbock.
The hell you say.
Yeah, right.
I'm certainly not wasting time on it in Disney again, so there's probably not another chance for me to go get it because I'm not going to Lubbock.
If I go to Lubbock, which is 2 hours away, I will go eat Earl of Sandwich. But Lubbock is a college town, and they have a lot of great restaurants there as well. So I guess Earl of Sandwich is going to be one of them. But they also have Freddy's Frozen Custard, which we all know I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah. We were in the bracket.
Yeah, right.
Yes, I remember that episode.
Yeah.
I remember. All right, so how the law defines a sandwich. There's a lot going on around the internet about, like, is a taco a sandwich? Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
It depends on where you live, it turns out. So, sandwich purists will say hot dogs are in their own category, according to the state of California's tax law about how you charge money for sandwiches and apply taxes. Hot dogs and hamburgers are both sandwiches. Strange, right?
No.
I know.
That is California logic. It doesn't make sense. They need to get in the shade because they have fried their brains from all that sun. It is the sunshine state.
The technical, like according to the FDA, any filling between 2 pieces of bread qualifies as a sandwich, but it depends on how you're going to charge for it and how it's served. So even courts in places like Massachusetts and Florida have determined that the term sandwich doesn't include things like burritos, tacos, quesadillas, of course. The USDA says a sandwich is meat between 2 slices of bread. The USDA also goes on to say a burrito is a sandwich-like product, much like American cheese is like a cheese food type product, right?
Man, people are pissing me off with it. That is not it at all.
Well,
I will challenge
the reason that the question that it has come into question rather is because of it's really just financial rules and laws and like determining what category food fits in. So I think these are all based on like specific situation where there's some court precedent, like there was a Panera Bread in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts, and the owners of that franchise were like, we don't want Qdoba to move into the shopping center because they argued that it would violate a lease agreement that they had. And the lease agreement says the strip mall there can't rent to other sandwich places. So the court was, totally right. Like, it's common sense. A burrito isn't a sandwich. Qdoba, go ahead and build wherever you want. So yeah.
All I hear is wah, wah, wah. You're not going to let me do whatever I want. Wah, 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 wah. Just get over it and make your sandwiches.
Make the sandwiches.
Make the sandwiches, damn it.
All right. So Steve's Sandwich Shop. We need to know all about it. You've mentioned a couple of times that would be your dream business. So
right.
I need to know, what does it offer? What kind of sandwich shop is it?
I was about to say, well, it offers sandwiches. That's for sure.
Duh.
So I've thought a lot about this, and it's one of those things where, of course, sandwiches, house-made chips, always a good way to go, because let's face it, house-made chips over bag chips, there's no comparison. Am I right? It depends on who you ask.
I don't know.
It wouldn't be truffle chips.
I know, but I've been pretty underwhelmed in my life about people's like homemade chips because the flavors are never as good.
Consistent.
I don't know. They're just not.
I mean, it depends on who you ask, or it depends on where you go too. There are some places who could just nail it, and then there are some places where you're like, I hope you don't call yourself chef.
I want a place to produce like a reliable dupe of a nacho cheese Dorito. I don't think it's too much to ask. Like, I don't know.
I'm always a fan of like the house-made chips. So like that's a big part of like a good sandwich shop.
I just don't want them to be plain. I guess that's my deal, right? Like I don't want it to be. If you're gonna give me plain, then I'm gonna be like Miss Vicky's salt and vinegar, please, like or jalapeno or cracked black pepper. Like if it's gonna be the choice between that, then I'll pay $2 more for like a name brand or like a Garden Sun chip all day long, right? Even though those aren't really.
It would definitely have. You could have your choice of either salt and pepper or like a special blend of seasoning, right? Because, options. But you don't want to kill yourself with options and say, oh, we're going to have a truffle chip and a Parmesan chip and a this chip. No, screw that. You're going to have just a couple seasoning options. If you want like some grated Parm on top, it's probably going to be from the can, because that's still
Do you think it's like every week there's a rotating... You have like 10 flavors of homemade chips that you're really good at, and then
10 flavors. Oh my gosh! What am I, Rockefeller over here?
No, but you rotate them like.
Oh, okay, yeah. It'd be like crumble. This is the mystery cookie of this week,
right? Kind of like
mystery flavor of this week, right?
Torchy's has like a taco of the month.
That could possibly be it. And the best part about my sandwich shop is that it would have like just a handful of sandwiches. Like it would not be a very extensive menu because I like to keep it simple. Like there would be some cold cuts, like there'd be smoked turkey, ham, stuff like that. But I'd also do stuff like, depending on my moods, really, I'd just do like sweetbreads or lamb shanks or some sort of like braised beef, something, you know what I'm saying? Almost like a hot beef sandwich.
Like a daily special?
No. Just like I'd have like 8 solid sandwiches. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So what are my cold options?
Your cold options.
Let's get into it all the way.
Well, okay. So your cold options would be like your classic cold cuts. If you want ham or turkey or even I don't know. You know what? One of my favorite cold sandwiches would be like a crab salad dip or even a chicken salad, because I'm always a fan of that. But you could toast it. I wouldn't say that the filling itself would be hot, but I would say that the bread would be hot. One of my favorite.
It's weird. I don't like it.
You've never had like a chicken salad sandwich where the bread is warm and toasted and the center is like nice and cold?
I didn't say I never had it. I said I didn't like it.
No. You just haven't had it done right.
Sure.
That's what it is.
So chicken salad, tuna salad.
Not tuna salad, like crab salad, like crab of the cake, because that's what Steven likes.
Surimi. Dude, crab of the cake is good. You can make your famous crab salad sandwich that has like the black olives in
The
it,
black
right?
olives, the
Mhm.
bacon,
Yes.
the provolone. I
Mhm.
would even go as now. I would probably add a little bit of pickle just to make you proud.
Who are you, Steven?
I know. Did you get my pictures that I sent
But
you this past weekend of me eating a
you
fried pickle?
you guys, Steven recently texted me a picture of himself eating a fried pickle, and I sent him back a teary-eyed emoji face and told him I was so proud of him because I am. That's
I'm
so proud.
slowly growing up.
Just growing up.
But yeah, I mean, it would have like all that fun stuff in it, and it would be kind of like set, a lot of onion powder, a lot of garlic powder, because that's what I like.
Mhm.
Um, and you could even make that into a melt. So like you could throw a bunch of extra cheese in that mix, and that way when you're heating it up, it'll get nice and melted. So that way, like when you tear your sandwich apart, like all that cheese just kind
Like a
of
cheese pool.
falls out. Yeah,
I
exactly.
was gonna ask, like, so those type of sandwiches, would you offer them all as a melt? Right? Like you can get it
You
hot or
could.
cold. Sure.
You could definitely do it cold, but it would just be like you're still going to get toasted bread and you're still going to get a cold filling. Or if you want it as a melt, that's a good way to go too, because I like melts.
Yeah, I like it. What kind of cheese are we working with?
Oh, provolone.
Yeah,
Nice
but I mean,
melty.
like,
Swiss.
well, that's
Uh,
specific, right, to the
oh,
crab salad. But I mean, like, what's available?
hmm. I would
Mm,
have an option of cheeses, your mozzarella, your Gouda, your cheddar, your provolone, your American, because I like American cheese. If I could even get government cheese, I would add that because government cheese does not suck.
you can get it.
I could get whatever I want. It's my business.
It's your business. Um,
It's my business and I
it's
need it
it's my
now.
business. It's my money, and I want it now. Okay, so breads. Let's talk about breads. We just we're 21 minutes in, ladies and gents. So we went
We're
way off the
barely talking
rails.
about the first sandwich, right? Out of like
Cool.
what, eight?
Let's go. Yeah.
There'd be
So
options.
okay, you have
Mostly
like eight.
ciabatta. Huh?
Okay, sorry, you were like eight sandwiches, but this is like the BYO section.
Well, it
Is
would
that a
be
thing?
there'd be an option of either like whole grain,
Okay.
ciabatta,
Yeah.
white. That's about it. Maybe some marble dry because I like a marble dry, and so you have very limited options. And the reason for that is because there's nothing worse than having a menu so extensive that you like get so lost like with big orders. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
So
not 17 pages like
yeah,
Cheesecake
exactly.
Factory. You can't
So
like
yeah, I would just get like my favorite breads.
I don't read at a high enough level to eat at places like that because
Yeah,
I can't
exactly.
keep up.
Same here.
So okay, so any gluten-free options or make it a wrap options or what do
You
you think?
you could do a gluten-free option.
Okay.
Um, maybe not necessarily wraps because it's not my thing, but
You're gonna do some keto stuff?
no.
No, no keto stuff.
Only because
I'm not
I know.
against it. I'm just asking.
Yeah, no, and I've thought about that too. It's like keto wraps, lettuce wraps, all that fun stuff, and they're great. But then you just start kind of digging. You're starting to dig yourself into that little bit of a hole to where you're like,
Mhm.
okay, the options are starting to outweigh, and it's you know, I've done restaurants where there's like tons and tons of options for like one damn thing, and ugh,
Yeah, no,
it's just
I
a
hear you.
nightmare.
It starts to
So,
muddy the waters just a little bit.
oh
Um,
yeah, big time.
okay, so marble rye. Does that mean there's a Reuben somewhere?
Of course,
Okay.
you
Well,
know it.
what's first? Tell me what's first.
The chicken
Special
came first,
sandwich.
right? Or the egg? No, the chicken. No, the egg. As far as a marble dry, I would try to do a Reuben, and that would be kind of like limited because, of course, I'd be curing all the meat in house and
Mhm.
doing the cabbage, and I would probably pickle my cabbage and offer all that stuff. It wouldn't be like a classic Reuben, but it would be as close as I could, all
Do
house
your
made,
Reuben.
minus the bread because I'm too lazy to make the bread myself. But that would be some thick sliced bread, that's for sure. Um,
Rye is a pain to bake with.
yeah, but
I've
it's
never
also
been
very
able to
delicious.
like,
To
it's
me, I
delicious, but
like
I've
rye
never been
bread.
able to get it to work. That and pumpernickel is just like two things that
Right.
I've not been able to conquer as far as like baking goes.
Yeah, it's a little bit tough. Um, and let's see what else. So I would have some sort of braised beef. It wouldn't be birria or nothing like that, but like some sort of braised beef to where you have like a hot beef sandwich.
Sure.
Um,
A little
and
mashed potatoes on that or gravy or what?
No, honestly, it would be more like as much
Not
as I want to say
not
like
like
cafeteria
open face.
style. Like you can put whatever you want, like any kind of bread, any kind of meat. The meat options would almost be. I'll backtrack a little bit because I'm getting like too into this. Like you have no clue how excited I am to talk about this.
I know you texted me like 15 things, and you were like, "Dude, let's do the things," and I'm
Right.
here to do the thing.
But like, yeah, the roast, like it would be like the braised beef. It's like for me, I'm always a fan of throwing like mushrooms, a ton of garlic, onions on there, getting like a good melty cheese. It doesn't really matter what kind of cheese, as long because it's all gonna melt. And then getting like a badass au jus with that as well. And I don't know about you. I'm not a big fan of like the lettuce, tomato, and all that kind of stuff on your sandwich. Are you?
It depends on the sandwich. On this specific type of sandwich, I really like if it's like a braised beef sandwich and it's not
Mhm.
a barbecue brisket type situation, then it's always to me is like caramelized onions or fried onions or
Ooh,
a
I didn't
little
even think about
slice
that.
of like mashed potato brown gravy. But then I'm always eating it open face, and if it's
Yeah,
not, then it's always is like Swiss mushroom onion, right?
yeah,
Au jus on the side. What I really like the idea of is braising beef with a little bit of an acid component, and then like
yeah,
jardinera salad, like a little sour cream or mayo.
yeah, for
Like,
sure.
I like
See
the
it.
hot and cold contrast, but I just don't like the bread hot and the middle cold.
Yeah, no,
I don't know how to
I
explain
do.
it.
It all
I don't know how to
depends.
explain it.
It all just depends on my mood. But like even with that beef, like there would be some sort of like real tangy mustard or something like that.
Yeah,
Even
that's just
like
stone
even if
ground.
you did like a braised pork shoulder sandwich, like you'd have to have
Mhm.
like that good apple slaw with that. Like it would just be like pork, apple slaw, and maybe like don't judge me for this, but like a sesame like chili mayo or something. Because
I think like a sesame chili crunch
I
aioli,
mean,
you know?
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
there's always options.
I
Like
like
I've put
yeah.
some thought into this, and there's somewhere I'm like, oh, I'm just it's whatever sounds the best,
I don't
really.
think that's weird, and then I just think that you slant the I've alliteration. You slant the slaw in a more Asian direction if you do that, right?
Yeah,
Like then it becomes like a rice wine vinegar,
mhm,
you mandolin like matchstick the apples or
yeah,
God, it
something
sounds really
simple.
good right now.
And then of course,
Be
uh,
right back. I'm gonna go braise the pork shoulder. Hang on.
right,
Let me
that
go
or
see
just
if we have mirin.
it's that or like a Cuban sandwich, which wouldn't be like Cuban at all because it would all be braised down and it would be delicious.
But I think
But
that it can be your take on a Cuban because you would already have the ham in house.
oh, are you kidding? I've done a Cuban sandwich like on one of my videos, and someone's like, "This is not a Cuban sandwich. How dare you?" When they highly disregarded the fact that I said, "Now keep in mind, this is not traditional."
Yeah,
People they everyone's a a
it's
professional chef, so
the internet.
whatever. They don't
It's the
believe
internet.
in taking on different attempts at or personalizing things.
Mhm.
So but then you also got to have like either a smoked turkey or something along those lines where like you brine your turkey for, you know, 4 or 5 days and then you smoke it
Mhm.
and, things like that. Like I do always appreciate a good smoked turkey sandwich. Now that would have like your lettuce, your tomato, or omit the lettuce and put like arugula and maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like just kind of change it up just a little bit
With the
because,
arugula, I always want some sort of really creamy cheese to mellow it out because arugula can be kind of peppery or
yeah.
bitter.
What do
Um,
you like with that? What kind of cheese?
so I like to spread brie on one side. Like I like a pretzel bun, brie on one
Mhm.
side, jalapeno honey mustard on the other, and then like
Mm,
turkey Swiss, and probably some either cranberry sauce or apples, like some tangy component.
I do like that,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Like a homemade, cranberry relish or something along
Or
those
yeah,
lines.
or I was gonna say, like, if not the actual fruit, then a marmalade.
Yeah,
Yeah, or
I agree.
compote. Yeah.
I do dig all that kinda stuff.
I think turkey has a lot of flavor, but it's also so benign that it makes, like, a really great carrier for a whole lot of other things,
Yeah.
where I think ham kind of skews itself to be, like, you know, apple, mayonnaise, cheddar. Like it kind of has the role that it plays, right? And
Yeah, most definitely.
turkey is kind of like the potato of the meat world. It's like a good carrier, you know?
I do also. I always enjoy like a good Thanksgiving sandwich where it's like your
Oh my God,
turkey,
yes.
your
Yeah.
stuffing, your ham, and your cranberry. So you're getting like dual use out of certain ingredients.
Mhm.
So that way you're not just like your food cost doesn't suck.
I
But
just
I
had the
do.
best idea, Steven.
What's that?
I want to make a Thanksgiving leftover Scotch egg. Like cut the egg in half, put the braised shredded down turkey in there with some gravy, put the egg halves back together, put it in cornbread dressing, and then deep fry it and serve with cranberry sauce. Holy God. Okay, we'll be back, guys. We got to go do that.
We're gonna be experimenting in the kitchen.
I'm not even hungry right now. It's kind of to do that. I had like hummus and peppers for dinner, and it was great. It was not that.
Oh my goodness. Now you're really making me hungry. So there's also that.
There's also that.
Mm.
Inside out Thanksgiving dinner. Shut
I don't
up.
know. Are you into like the whole pizza sandwiches, like where they have like the ingredients like the tomato sauce, pepperoni,
Yes.
and all that kind of stuff?
Yes.
I do dig those. What do you like with that?
So I like pepperoni, salami, Swiss provolone, mozzarella, and then make it like a grilled cheese and dip it in the tomato soup or like marinara. Like
I would only make soups during like the winter.
So
you get what you get.
So shout out to good friend like Chef David over there. He'll let me just mess with everything on the menu, right? And he's crushing it over at Fortunate Son. And I'm being very respectful of the New Haven pizza. I've jokingly said to a couple people like, which one of these can I put pineapple on? And I would never ask. But over at the other place on the other menu, they have like a really great. It's like a 3 or 4 cheese grilled cheese, and it comes with tomato soup for dipping. And I will ask them, like, hey, I want the grilled cheese, but can you take the sub setup from the sub sandwich and put it inside the grilled cheese? And they're like, yeah, no problem. I'm like, yes, it tastes like pizza.
You know what I would do if I did it
on toast?
If I did a grilled cheese, it would be like your double decker grilled cheese, and just like random ass cheeses. But then what you got to do on your flat top is you got to make like, throw a bunch of shredded cheese on the bottom, let it caramelize, and then put your sandwich on that and all that fun stuff. Yeah, like I'm a big fan of that.
Let's make the Parmesan crust on the bread.
Yeah, and that way it would be even better. And of course, if someone was like, well, can you throw a little bit of this and that, throw a little bit of that and that? Heck yeah, I could.
So there's a grilled cheese on the menu or what?
Yeah, because grilled cheese who doesn't like a grilled cheese?
I like grilled cheese a lot.
So we're at how many sandwiches? I lost count already.
So we talked about a Reuben, a Cuban, your cold cuts, grilled cheese, hot beef sandwich,
crab
salad. You said chicken salad. I want to hear what's in the chicken salad.
Okay, so for a chicken salad, what I do with chicken salad is, of course, your chicken breast and your chicken thighs. You can't just do breast because it's too dry. You know what I'm saying? Of course, your mayo. I always like to add a little bit of some shallots, some garlic. Now, I'm not a big celery person, but a little bit. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. That was random. A little celery goes a long way. My mom got me into like throwing like nuts and like grapes and even a hint of curry powder with that. Holy cow, is that good? And it's just simple. Right?
Coronation chicken salad. So when Queen Elizabeth's coronation took place, that was a huge thing. Mayonnaise and curry powder and chicken, and I believe maybe raisins or currants. Anybody out there can correct me if I'm wrong, but being an Anglophile, I've seen a couple of different variations of it. But yeah, I like a good curry chicken sandwich, like some buttered almonds and some dried cranberries. It's like, stop it. Now I have a question. I'm a big fan of chicken salad's actually the only place where I like to eat the white meat chicken. So I think if you cook it with enough care, or if you're picking it off of like a rotisserie or smoked chicken, it can be plenty moist enough. But what do you think about cooking the chicken breast in a sous vide? Do you think you could get it moist?
Well, I'm glad you said that, because what I would do if I sous vide the chicken, that's when it would be more deconstructed. So what I would do, of course, heavily seasoned, your chicken
I hate that
breast.
word, Steven.
What?
Deconstructed. Please go
Well, I
ahead.
mean,
Please go
let's call it
ahead.
what it is, you know? So I would heavily season and cook my chicken breast in the sous vide. I would probably do about 157, and then because you're pasteurizing it, so let's be honest, you don't have to cook
Yep.
it to 165 if you're sous videing it. You let it pasteurize, you let it cook,
Mm-hmm.
juicy as can be. Of course, with your bread, you'd have your mayo and all that fun stuff, maybe like a curry mayo, and then I would probably find a way to either this is where the lettuce and tomato that I'm not a big fan of. It would be more a like a burrata style where it would have like your real creamy like mayo type, if you will. Maybe tomato to replace like your grapes. Um, like a good heirloom tomato with a little salt on it,
Mm-hmm.
and of course you have like what else would you have with that? Something I would probably do like I would run some celery through like a grater and then deep fry that. So that way you still have a little bit of crunch to that. You know what I'm saying? Like just thinking outside the box, you know?
So sorry, like what's the deconstructed part?
Oh, I really don't know. I just wanted to say it. I just wanted to sound cool. But you'd have like a lot of your elements there, you know, so they would just it wouldn't be all mixed together. It would be like your
So
chicken,
part of the
your
reason you don't like the lettuce tomato right on a sandwich, or at least from what I'm gathering, is because you like the bread hot and it's weird,
yeah.
right?
Well, I've always been more about like the meat and the
Mm-hmm.
mayo
Mm-hmm.
personally. I know a lot of people like lettuce, tomato, and that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I just want to make sure that I understand. I like the lettuce and tomato because of the contrast against whatever is hot. Like, so
I
if
could
it's like
see that, yeah.
fried fish sandwich, it's kind of like the sweet and salty thing. I'm always looking for like the yin and the yang, the hot, the cold, sweet, salty, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, in my chicken salad, like you're gonna laugh really, really hard,
I
but
would never laugh at you to your face.
oh yeah, well you're to my face now. He,
Yeah.
um, so I don't even know if I can't even like disclose the source, but there was an older lady. I don't even know if she's alive anymore. I was helping her with a luncheon, and
Hmm.
she pulled me to the side, like she was telling me nuclear war secrets, like it was a hush hush big deal. And she was like, "This is how I get my chicken salad. It tastes so special and like so unique." And I was like, "Oh my god, what is it?" She's like, "It's just a little bit of Old Bay." Like I never forgot that, but she would put a little bit of heavy cream because the chicken breast has no fat,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
With the mayo, she would whip it. We're not even
Sawdust.
talking about peaks. Like she would just aerate it, right? Just a touch. Little sour cream, little mayo, little Old Bay. I put it in my chicken salad ever since, man. Like I don't know how to eat it any other way. I'm 50-50 on fruits and nuts. I really like them in there, but I don't have to have them in there. It
That
depends on the theme,
I
right?
feel like that's a very spring and summery thing, but
Yeah.
I could see the Old Bay being like
Yeah.
a fall and winter thing. That would be badass.
One thing I always really wanted to do is maybe make like a grape mayo for people who don't like the flavor, for people who don't like the texture of the fruit in the
Hmm.
chicken salad, but to accomplish the flavor.
If you have a really good blender or a
Yeah,
Roboku, yeah, you can definitely
yeah.
accomplish that.
I think you'd have to peel them, and then you'd have to. I don't know. It would be a fine line between making it too runny and not. You know.
I do like the idea of like deep frying, celery sticks or like shredding them and all that fun
Dude, can
stuff,
you
kind of like
imagine
onion
like
strings.
can you imagine on a chicken salad sandwich if you had like tobacco onions? That would be fire. My
Heck yeah.
god, dude. That sounds so good right now.
I'm just gonna say that if you're gonna be making your chips in house, you're gonna have a deep fryer, and then you can deep fry a dog in there as well. If they're barking, I think your dog's saying no, no, don't deep fry me.
They're defending the house from danger.
So what you
Danger.
do is danger, Melissa Reagan, danger,
Danger.
danger.
Danger, Will
What
Robinson.
you do is you thank your dog for protecting you, and then it'll give them validation, and they'll stop. I've learned that by thanking my dogs.
Sometimes I just yell at them to shut up and come here, buddy.
Dogs would be allowed totally,
Come
only
here.
in the dining room, not in the kitchen.
So
We don't allow dogs in the kitchen.
said that, and I had turned my microphone off because the barking continued, and I was just about to click it back on real fast and be like, Steve, I swear we just talked about a hot dog not being a sandwich, and now you're changing directions.
No, dogs would be allowed to hang out because they'd be service animals. The
Yay.
ADA says you cannot turn them away.
That's right.
And the problem with that is that I would want to pet every single dog.
When I worked in the airport, I did not have to wear a chef coat, and you better believe that I like pet every dog up and down every single terminal. Like I just
That's
couldn't.
funny.
Hey, how's it going? Can I pet your dog? Like just
Right.
zero shame, no shame.
Right.
Yeah.
But
no
I mean,
shame.
and it's funny because I'm always a fan of like hanging out with dogs. So like like a lot of my videos, my dog's like right there by my feet. And every now and then I try to put him in my videos, especially when I'm making a sandwich, because I'm like, okay, I'm happy, my dog's here. Like, I'm listening to music. I can't be any more happy. Sandwiches just make me happy. And every single protein that goes on the flat top, you got to either throw some sort of au jus. You got to get, whether it's like beef, chicken, throw some butter on that stuff. Holy cow, you want that meat to be like just juicy and tender. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yes, I agree with you. It has to be tender and it has to be juicy.
I totally agree. I have the mic turned off because we're apparently under siege. Stand by.
So yeah, I'm always a fan of like a good juicy meat with your sandwich. And if you don't do it that way, then you're gonna have a dry sandwich, and people are gonna be like, "Oh, dude, this sandwich sucks. It's dry." We don't do dry sandwiches around here. You'll have to excuse me. I'm doing my monologue right now, right? For everyone who's still listening.
Yeah, buddy. Apparently there was a like 6-year-old outside playing with a soccer ball, and my dogs thought he was going to kill us all. So they broke out into a chorus of the song of their people. But anyway, we're back. Yes, I agree.
Song of people.
A song of their people.
Yeah.
It
Bark,
goes
bark, bark,
something
bark,
like,
bark,
"Woo, woo, 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 woo."
Yeah.
But yes, I agree. Like you always gotta hit it with a little bit of fat or broth or something like that. So
yeah, I'd even go as far as like if you wanted to do specials, the only special I would do would be like a Philly, because I'm too lazy to think of other stuff. And I always appreciate the owners who are blunt about it. Like, hey, I felt like taking lunch, so we're going to be closed. Or, hey, you know what? I felt like making this, so this is what's on the menu. You can take it or leave it, And it would be pretty much like that. It would be simple sandwiches. It'd be fun. Dietary restrictions, I would not cater to too much, only because, yeah. And it's not that I'm being rude or ugly. It's just like,
hey, I get that. You have to decide, like, it's your business, right? Like, you have to decide what you're going to be willing to do. The only thing I love is like,
vegan, pescatarian, all the other stuff. They'll just get a glass of ice. I don't know what else to offer you. Here's some ice. You can have water, right? Or, you're allergic to water. Oh,
no.
I can't really offer you anything. And then depending on what city I'm in, there'd be local beer, local. Have you ever had like local sodas? Like,
yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'd do stuff like that just to support.
So what's your ultimate cheesesteak? Does that cheese whiz or not?
No.
And why are you
wrong? Ultimate cheese whiz is actual cheeses, Like, what? Of course, it's like your ribeye, your caramelized onions and peppers. I'm sorry, I like the mushrooms with mine.
Steven, have you ever had a real cheesesteak?
Yeah, I have.
In Philly?
And yes, I've had Pat's, I've had Geno's, but Reading. Nah. I think I'm a little bit jaded because they only take cash. I'm like, I don't carry cash. Take my card, damn it. But then they like say, we have an ATM right out here. And then like the ATM fees are like $6 or something stupid. And it scarred me for life, Melissa.
I would pay it. It's worth it.
No, it really wasn't. I don't remember if it was Pat's or Geno's, but I just remember thinking like, it's good, but I want more. Like I wanted more. And don't get me wrong, both establishments, the staff was awesome. They were friendly. Like they're waving at you while you're getting your food. I don't remember which one I liked more, just because I don't want all that hate from people who listen to us from Philadelphia.
For real.
But the Reading Market, those. Oh, look, we have a special guest. The
Because he
Reading
will
Market.
not shut up.
There's a Philly cheesesteak. There's a handful of Philly cheesesteak spots, and they're all delicious because they add extra stuff, extra love,
Right.
and it's just good. You know, like they're a little bit more adventurous. So,
Okay.
yeah.
That's your 8 sandwiches, huh?
I'm pretty sure I lost count, to be honest, but
Well,
you know, we can go through them all over again if you want.
Well, you get
So
some...
the first one will be, no, I'm kidding.
No. So you get
On
you get the cold cut choices, you get 4 or 5 breads, you get a selection of cheeses. Can people sub or no? Haha, you see what I did there?
Yeah. Honestly, it'd be more like cafeteria style. I'm always a big fan of that because it's a lot easier. So if you're picky or adventurous, you could say, "Oh, I want rye bread and I want this braised beef and this and that." You know what? It's all there ready to go. We'll put it together in front of you.
Yeah.
I
I
do
like
also like the sandwich shops who have like an exact menu where everything's like it's this and only this and it's this and it's only that. But you know, I want to make people somewhat happy, not too pissed
I think,
off.
I think it's a healthy mix, right? Like there are a lot of chefs out there that will pour their heart and soul into really specific certain dishes, and they have a vision for what they want it to be, and they have a specific theme or style that they're going for, and I totally appreciate that. And sometimes there's just a guest that goes like, I don't like Swiss, I like cheddar better. Like,
Yeah, it's
and
fine.
to me, I'm like, it's not a big deal,
Yeah, exactly. And the goal would be to have as few staff as possible because, if you have a staff of 4, you could pay them more versus like a staff of 20. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I totally get that.
yeah,
Any breakfast or no?
that would be a limited thing, only because I love breakfast sandwiches, but I wouldn't have the patience to make like an egg or 2 here and there, and you know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
would just
So
it'll be
like no
scrambled eggs.
breakfast sandwiches or
Oh,
like
it depends on what kind of mood I'm in. If I'm
yeah.
listening to like good music, like 311 or something like that, I'd be like, yeah, let's make a breakfast sandwich, man. But if I'm listening to Slayer, it's like, no, we're gonna cook this beef cut down till it's soft. It has to be soft and tender and juicy. Damn it, you know what I'm saying? It all depends on what kind of mood I'm in, because that's the kind of business owner I would be. I wouldn't be in it to retire a millionaire. I would be in it
Sure.
just to make people happy and know that I did it my way.
There's no retirement in our business, so I think that's a great goal to stay away from. So
And again, if I have
it
a
is what it
smoker,
is.
if I felt like making a handful of briskets, I'd probably do a brisket sandwich. You know, my favorite brisket sandwich is the simplest one. It's brisket, mustard, Munster cheese, and pickled onions. That's it.
Nice.
You
Everything
know?
pickled in house there.
Oh, of course.
How many pickles?
Yeah, I think so. Even
Pickled
the dill
onions,
pickles that
sauerkraut.
I love so much. I wouldn't fry pickles. It'd just be chips. Tater tots, as much as I love tater tots, I would have to either go to a vendor because I wouldn't have the patience to make them all from scratch, even though homemade tater tots are the best. Have you ever had homemade versus, like, have you ever done them side by side?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm a person who's always going to order tots, and it doesn't matter the caliber of the the caliber of the establishment that I'm
I
at.
like it both. Yeah.
It doesn't
The
matter.
caliper
And
of,
I don't care if they got their licensing from Orida or not. You can call it a tater round, a tater barrel, potato barrels, potato tots. If you can't call them tater tots, like, it doesn't matter to me. If it's an option, I'm going to order it, and I don't care if you made it or not. But yes, I made them one time, and that one time was enough for me to know, like, I don't care.
I would be the one who says, okay, your chips are done or your tater tots are done. Your tater tots might be, the frozen ones. You can toss them in or I can top them off with sesame oil, chipotle mayonnaise, or keep them as is. Your choice. Don't care. Even your chips, because who doesn't like all that? So I'm giving options, but they're limited options.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying?
Some sort of like house spice blend for the chips, do you think?
It would be at that point. I would probably get to the point where I'd be ambitious and do my own seasoning, where it's like salt, pepper, onion, garlic, and garlic powder.
Well,
Onion
don't
garlic
say it.
powder.
You have to keep it a secret so
It's
you
called
can put it in a
spog. It's
little
called spog.
look at the
It
little shaker
sounds like a
bottle and
highly
smell it.
racist term, but it's just
Nah,
salt,
it doesn't.
pepper, onion, and garlic powder.
Yeah. No, it's
Hence spog, right? And then if you wanted spog with a spice kick, it would be spog, where it would be spicy salt, pepper, onion, and garlic, right? I'd give my trade secrets away, but I would at least, try to capitalize on some stuff in the sense of, you know what, you're going to support me, I'm going to give you a hell of a product. And if I'm in, what's funny is that even if I'm in a really upset mood, cooking for people cheers me up. So it would make me happy. Notice how I'm like counting, and I would just be like throwing out good food because it would just make me happy.
I like in all these imaginary scenarios how you just presume that you're going to be pissed off.
Oh yeah,
Like,
can I have a sandwich? Damn it, I don't want to make. Well, you know what? Yeah, I'll make you. Yeah, you're giving me
you already
money.
decided you were going to be upset.
Oh, I'm gonna be the old cranky man who like you're just gonna be calling me cookie. I'm gonna be like, oh, I swear I don't want to be making you no food now, but I'm gonna make you some food and you're gonna like it. Damn it. Oh, that's just Cookie Steven over there. Cookie Steven, shut the hell up. Just make my food. Like it would be that type of establishment where we would just talk crap, have fun, and play.
So it's well established, kind of decrepit cast of characters. You don't want to be there, and you're unhappy. But the making
I don't want to be in my own business. Yes,
the
exactly.
making of the sandwiches will make everything okay because it'll make you happy. I like it.
It's like a big mix of contradiction. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And everything would be served wrapped in paper.
Insert Simpsons quote here. Mystery
Right.
wrapped in enigma.
This isn't a dive. This is a faux dive. You're a long way from downtown, yuppie boy.
It's a mystery wrapped in enigma in a jacket.
I wouldn't even call it Steve's Sandwich Shop. I would probably call it like. So when my grandma was alive, her maiden name is Isasi because she's Sicilian.
Mm-hmm.
And I always told her I'm going to have an Italian restaurant called Isasi's. So it'd be like Isasi sandwich or something like that. I don't know. Something cool, something stupid, but cool at the same time. Maybe not stupid. That's not the right word. But that's my sense of humor because it's like, or I don't know. Like it would just be fun.
You can name it after your Sicilian grandmother, but not have anything Italian on the menu. See, that's the funny. That's
the best part. Yeah. Well, what we could do is I can go on my mom's side of the family. It'd be Serna sandwiches, and then it would just be nothing but birria and I'd go out of business because I would be the one who's like, birria is made out of goat. Damn it, we're not doing beef around here. So people would be like,
but
beef,
all the tortas.
Yeah, a torta would be
amazing.
Man. Holy cow.
Tortas are so good.
No. Oh, you know what? With my hot beef sandwich, it'd be like hot beef, peppers and onions, avocado.
Mm-hmm.
Just to piss people off.
Yep.
But you know what? They'd like it. And of course, more cheese on top.
And
everything would have cheese.
And then you would have to put it on bolillo bread. Like you can't be messing around with wheat bread.
It would have okay, so the bolillo bread, you know how like they're like about that big?
Yes.
The bolillo bread would have to be like that big.
You can get somebody to make it that big for you.
Oh yeah. I would make sure that people would leave full and happy, and I would rather not overcharge them.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be that guy who's like, you know what, $8 for that, maybe 10, but you're gonna leave very full, and you're gonna have about $12-15 worth of food,
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna overcharge you. I'm not gonna rake you over the coals because I don't believe in that.
I get that. I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's about. It's all the pleasure that we derive about, making a really good product, knowing where the product comes from, making people happy, having our own space, Like,
it would be, what would be the kicker? It'd be like Tom's shoes, where it's like you buy a pair of shoes, someone gets a pair of shoes, you buy a sandwich, and someone gets a sandwich.
Oh, really?
It's so stupid it might work.
You could help your neighbors. I just want to say, you just have to make sure the free sandwich gets to the place where you intended. And that's all I will say.
In my belly.
No. It's not they buy a sandwich, you eat a sandwich. That's not what you said. Steven, this is a respectful. Oh, you said it wasn't. Okay. It's not a respectful.
We're not a respectful establishment. We're just a chill establishment. There's a difference, okay?
Got it. Got it.
I'm still trying to make some profit, I think.
I like it. I like it. I like all the ideas, Steve's Sandwich Shop. I'm gonna have to give in and try some of the cold, salad sandwiches on hot bread. It's just not. I don't.
It has to be, but you have to do it right though. Like it's okay. So I don't know about you, but like whenever you have brunch and you do like, let's just say the gravlax and all that fun stuff.
Sure.
Do you want your bagels toasted or cold?
Cold and chewy. Listen. I grew. Wait. Listen, Linda. Hold on.
I'm listening.
Before you freak out, I've actually explained this to other people too. I grew up eating bagels out of the refrigerator. Like, there wasn't a lot of Einstein's Burgers and like legit bagel shops are not in my, pre having my own car past. So,
right.
I didn't know any better than like a Linder's crap bagel, right? Out of the fridge, cold with cold cream cheese. Like, that's it. I didn't know any better. And then toasted, it hurts the roof of my mouth. I'm a delicate flower.
I love toasted. Like even though it scrapes the roof of your mouth like Captain Crunch, I still have to have a toasted bread. You know what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about. That's why you're laughing. And of course,
I like it on some sandwiches. Grilled cheese got to be toasty, right?
Yeah.
Reuben, I think, has to be like kind of panini pressed. It needs to be like oven.
You know what would be cool to have a Reuben with bacon?
Yes.
Lamb bacon.
Yes. Please.
I would cure my own bacons.
2, please.
Right?
2, please.
Only
you
2?
know the Rachel?
No.
It's a Reuben where it's turkey instead of. I think it's turkey and coleslaw, if I'm not mistaken, instead of corned beef and sauerkraut. So somebody out there correct me. I bet I'm misremembering this.
Yeah, I would have to.
I'm looking it up.
I'd have a lot of fun doing like corned beef or like even pastrami, man. Like it would just be fun. It's whatever mood I'm in, really.
So sorry, the Rachel sandwich is a version of a Reuben that just substitutes the coleslaw for sauerkraut. Got it. Which I would also crush hard.
Dude, I love coleslaw on a sandwich. I love it. Everything can be hot and the coleslaw can be ice cold, and I love it.
Yeah, I like that contrast a lot, quite a bit.
I do too, yeah.
Okay.
It just makes me happy.
I have to ask you some questions.
Ask me some questions.
So I went to this. We have to go away from sandwich land for a moment because I haven't talked to Steven in almost a month. And we have to go into hot dog world for just a second. Shout out to Happy Dog in Ohio City, Cleveland. I got to eat at this amazing place. I posted some pictures on Facebook, but nobody really took the bait. I need to see if you can understand what's going on with these hot dogs here.
Okay, hot Cheeto, fried egg, and cheese. Are those Fruit Loops and chili?
Yes.
And then a Frito pie?
So the other thing is pork and bean and cheese tater tots, which I did not know that I needed in my life. Okay. But on the left here, and for anybody who's watching, there's a hot dog, there's coleslaw, there's SpaghettiOs, there's hot Cheetos, spicy mustard, and a fried egg. And then in the middle, there's peanut butter, sauerkraut, bacon, pineapple, Fruit Loops, and Thai sweet chili sauce. It was phenomenal. I just needed to tell you about that. Okay, thanks everybody. Sorry, we're done with our private conversation. I had to tell Stephen.
I feel like I'd have to get stoned to really understand that one.
I did turn to my friend and said, I have not smoked enough weed in my life to eat this. And for anybody out there listening, I don't smoke weed, but I felt like it was a prerequisite.
There's no judgment.
Like, I didn't say I hadn't tried it. I just don't smoke it. I feel like it was a prerequisite for some of the toppings that were going on these hot dogs. But
Sounds
my
like it,
man,
yeah.
dude, SpaghettiOs with a fried egg, some hot Cheetos, put that coleslaw, like hot, cold, crunchy, dude.
So if I ever did a hot dog, it would be more like a popper dog, where it's like your cream cheese, your bacon, jalapenos, and all that. But I would call it the what up dog. You have to have some sort of fun name for it. Can I get a what up dog? Sure you can. And it'd just be a badass like sausage with that cream cheese, bacon, jalapeno spread over the top.
What kind
under
of
the broiler? Huh?
What kind of sausage?
It'd have to be a game sausage. I feel like it would be better if it was like some
Like
sort
a
of
jalapeno venison
venison.
sausage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that way, I mean, like beef is great, but you have to find the right one, And I'd have to find a good sausage. But I always feel like game sausages, they offer a little bit more because people intentionally throw a lot of fat in there to make sure that they're not dry,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then you throw all that under the broiler so it all just kind of burns a little bit. I feel like that would be good. And then you're like, what up, dog? Not much. What's up with you, dog?
What's up with you? That's our
That's
motto.
my dumb joke
What's
for
the
the night.
motto?
But,
Yeah.
Amano, that's the place. That's the place in Vegas that's like the carbs, like in Dallas.
Oh yeah. I like
it.
Yeah. I like carbs. They're your body's
Carb
preferred
city.
source of fuel. Just putting that out there. Science.
Yeah.
And they're also delicious. Steve, I've had a wonderful time diving into Steven's Sandwich Shop. Thank you so much.
It's basically the mind of whatever kind of mood I'm in, Again,
well,
a big world of contradiction.
Listeners out there, and then, if you're watching us on YouTube, thank you so much as well. Honestly, we were going to talk about like the history of sandwiches and what makes a sandwich. You guys know I try to throw a little bit of education in there, but I think this was more fun.
We're going to talk about meat tonight, and I wanted you to throw loopholes into my plans because I like that.
Yes.
You could have easily, Melissa, you could have been like, dude, you need a dessert sandwich? You need like a s'more sandwich? I'd say, okay, yeah, that's great. Wait a minute. Is a s'more sandwich because it's between two pieces of graham cracker?
Those are crackers, and I'm a cracker, so I should know.
What if you rolled out some bread and toasted it like a cracker? Would that be a sandwich?
What do you mean toasted like a cracker?
So, okay, let's say you get like a homemade wheat bread or rye. You roll it till it's flat and you toast the shit out of it, or it's like butter, and then you throw your chocolate and your like homemade marshmallow and just smash it all down. Is that a sandwich? I'm throwing loopholes in your loopholes.
I guess. Like, according to the government definition, two things between or something
you can identify as a sandwich.
2 pieces of bread.
That's what the government would
but
say.
You need a dessert grilled cheese though. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Shoot.
Like a cranberry brie, even like look at cranberry brie, toasted brown sugar, creme fraiche, marshmallow type situation, or you don't have to swing it that savory, right? But I think that you could have a s'more grilled cheese. Like, who said you can't? I don't know.
It's a sandwich.
Nutella.
You can make it into shoot.
Like, dude.
You see what I mean? No set menu because you're constantly evolving stuff. That's why I was just like, I mean, that's what I would love to have, but come on. Really? That just sounds amazing right there.
Yes, I'm definitely here with the hard-hitting journalism to challenge all your sandwich notions. The in-depth, hard-hitting questions.
The only reason why I'm a co-host is just to get sandwich ideas out of you, Melissa. Sucker, bye!
Bye! I'm gonna go open it now. We're like, no, what will I do? Yeah.
Well, there's always YouTube. S'more sandwich.
There's always money in the banana stand.
I feel like if I did that, there'd be some tallow involved, and people would be like, "That's a little weird for me," but I mean,
Some what?
some beef tallow.
Oh, tallow. Well, that's what I thought you said, but why is that weird? No, it's not. Well, don't even get me started. In the holidays, you can have a mincemeat and cream cheese grilled cheese sandwich. Stop it. Stop right now. Right
Steve's
now.
Saucy Sandwich Shop is going into business next month
We're doing it.
with Chef Melissa.
We're
And
doing
she's
it.
Steve. It's Steve.
Stephen
Yeah.
Sandwich Shop.
Chef Steve.
Chef Steve.
Mm,
Yes.
Chef Melissa.
I like it.
Shoot.
Oh,
We would retire 100 heirs.
God.
I mean,
yeah.
because we're not in it for the profit. We're in it to make.
Maybe thousandaires, but we would probably eat the profits.
Yeah, that's why I said 100 heirs.
Yeah, let's
We
be
would eat the
real
profits. We'd make
honest.
people happy and fill up some bellies.
Let's be real honest. Steve, plug all your things. Tell the people where to find you.
It's just like in my videos. Find me on social media. Chef Steven Gonzalez on Facebook, Chef Stegons on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Or go to chefstevengonzalez.com and get a copy of my cookbook. Get your grub on.
Get your grub on. Guys, you really should go find Chef Steve's content on YouTube. It is incredible. His videos will make you hungry. Get out there and cook something. Tell us what you're cooking. Tell us what you're eating. Steve, what are you cooking this week?
I don't know yet. I am a little overdue for that. So
yeah.
We'll see what happens. Who knows?
I made adult Lunchables this week.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
So I don't know if jealousy is required, but it was very, very basic just to keep me consistent. We won't say healthy because I don't want to demonize anything, but it's just consistency, right? It's just like carrot chips, baby bell peppers. I found some really great jalapeno hummus that I'm a big fan of. Some turkey, some everything. Yeah, everything totally. Seeded crackers and some baby bell cheese. Like super easy. I actually got 8 meals for like $17. So
nice.
Just shop the deals or shop the sales. Super easy. So it's better than coming home to no food and then deciding I need to go find it. That's where the trouble begins.
On the nose. So. Yep. I agree.
All right. Well, find us at the Food for ThoughtCast on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you so much, YouTube viewers and subscribers. We are almost over the 130 mark. That is insane, blowing my mind. Thank you so much to everybody out there for supporting.
Yes.
Yeah, for supporting this podcast. And thank you, Steven, for bringing your amazing concept to life in this episode.
Thank you for supporting my low standards and my high achievements. You aim low and you score high, folks.
Indeed. For the stars. All right, Steve, we gotta go. Bye.
Bye.